folks, Van Prepper here with another SAFE Act and gun news update. You know, there is no question that the SAFE Act has cost New York State jobs. It is Andrew Cuomo's SAFE Act. He forced it through with every dirty, underhanded trick that he could come up with in the dead of night, and he's going to have to own this. Now, there is no problem. You can Google to get a list of the jobs that have been lost since the SAFE Act took effect, all throughout the firearms industry and the periphery of the firearms industry. Just jobs lost all over the place. And this week, we got some news of more. Now, not only did Remington choose to expand last year in Alabama, and that's 2,500 jobs going to Alabama instead of New York, and I would maintain that the reason that that expansion is not taking place in New York is directly attributable to the New York SAFE Act. Well, this week, Remington announced that 105 employees would be losing their jobs directly. They did not say it was directly a result of the SAFE Act, but if you look at the products that are moving the operations to Alabama, it's the products that are banned under the SAFE Act. Of course it is attributable to the SAFE Act, and one of the most annoying things about this story is not just the job loss, it is Governor Cuomo's ever-changing story and the way that he's trying to avoid this and get his hands clean, that when they are clearly dirty in this, through getting the SAFE Act passed. Governor Cuomo, when the SAFE Act, when Remington initially announced that plan for expansion, he kind of acknowledged that this was likely due to the SAFE Act, but that this is just an expansion, not, you know, there weren't going to be any jobs lost in Ilion. That was his thing, you know. Sure, 2,500 new jobs won't be created, but there's not any jobs lost. Well, now that they announced this, Governor Cuomo is coming out and saying completely the opposite, failing to acknowledge that these direct losses due to the SAFE Act, the 1911 line and the Bushmaster line, the AR-15 line, both made illegal through the New York SAFE Act. He is trying to maintain that this has nothing to do with the New York SAFE Act. And what he has said is, these are just normal economic decisions. They're consolidating the businesses. And that's that sounds more like Christopher Walken than Andrew Cuomo, but you get the point. He is trying to say that this has nothing to do with the SAFE Act, is not related to the SAFE Act. Next question, please. He's trying to move on because it's an election year, and he doesn't want to deal with the negative economic impact that the New York SAFE Act and other things that he's passed have directly had on New York State. You know, Governor Cuomo, I don't know if this is going to cost you. The polls make it look like it's not going to cost you come November, but I sure hope enough people wake up and understand that you are single-handedly destroying the economy here in New York and what few good jobs we have left. I'm Van Prepper. You can check out the link in the description for the story on these job losses at Remington, and maybe I'll put one in there for the other job losses as well if you want to check up on those numbers. I'm Van Prepper. This has been another SAFE Act and Gun News Update. As always, happy shooting, everybody.